Hello, stock traders. I hope all of you had a great trading week. This week was actually not the greatest week on the market. Overall, the insiders did pretty well, and the stocks from this list did pretty well, but the overall market did not really do that great. Just lots of increasing coronavirus concerns and lots of things going on. I think that good times are coming, though. I am positive and very bullish on the market right now. I think that it will continue to do well. On Friday, I had a 1.64% gain. That was following the insiders and all the picks that were on there, and you should have had similar gains if you were following along also. Month to date, if you are a member of our Patreon group and you are taking my suggestions on the entry and exit points on insiders and insiders only month to date, you should be at a 27.73% gain so far this month. That's pretty good. Anything over a 20% gain in a month is pretty fantastic. Year to date, I am at a 764% gain. Of course, I think that's great. That's way above the 200% that I'd said at the beginning of the year, and looking forward to adding even more to that. I mean, why stop? I think that better times are coming, and especially with insiders, they do very well in the months of November, December, and January. I've just had a ton of success over those 3 months. So you will really want to make sure and tune in and pay attention to a lot of these moves, because there's going to be some powerful ones just like every year there is, and I've done this for a long time. Good times are coming, definitely, as far as these insiders are concerned. All right, so let's start to review on Friday. So on Friday, in the standard group, I had some day trade recommendations and some different things, and I day traded AYRO, and that was really the only day trade recommendation that I had that I really liked, and I traded that multiple times. I was able to do so for an 8.7% gain. A lot of the members in that group were able to take advantage of the movement of that stock on that day. Later on in the day, WTRH is one that I traded quite a bit, and WKHS, Workhorse, traded for really nice gains. There was a lot of opportunity in that, and I think that that is a stock that's really going to move upwards. They have the USPS contract that's just kind of hanging out there. That is the only thing that could either make or break this stock, and so I think that Workhorse right now, there's a big run up in anticipation and investors wanting to get in, and I think it's going to get well over $30 pretty soon. I only have one sale to report that was not part of the insiders, and that was KNDI. I sold that for a 5.4% gain. I do admit that I panicked a little bit on that one. When I saw the offering come out, immediately I sold. I was about 23% up before that was announced. Anyway, I sold it for a 5.4% gain. I wanted to capture some profits. I was worried about it really falling in price. I did not buy it back yet. I am waiting for that price to improve. I am bullish on that stock over the long term, and my buddy John recommending it. I think it's a great pick, and I think long term it's going to do very, very well. Okay, well, I always do this. I like to do the weekly review, and so there's lots of great stocks that we're going to be covering, and this is all the stocks that were sold that were insider stocks over the last week. So let's get through it. We got a lot to cover. Here we go. MYGN sold for a 0.25% loss. MAXR sold for an 8.69% gain. CDTX sold for 15.8% gain. VRAY sold for 5.6% gain. CORT sold for a 5.79% loss. HBI sold for a 5.5% gain. GTHX sold for a 9.6% gain. UEPS sold for 1.5% gain. CWH sold for an 8.4% gain. MTEM sold for a 4.1% gain. BSGM sold for a 3.6% loss. WRTC sold for a 4.43% loss. CAR sold for a 4.58% loss. PRTY should have been a whole lot better. Sold for a 0.23% gain. I did not wait long enough. That one really surged on Friday. And I sold UONEK on Friday also for a 3.6% loss. Overall, 9 winners out of 15 total stocks, a 60% win rate. You were in each and every one. The average gain per pick on all of those 15 picks was 2.478% gain. So not a bad week. I do like to see above a 3% gain per pick, but 2.478% gain. Most of those were 3-day investments, 3-day swing plays, and so you should have done really well with those. And if you are not doing as well with your picks and different things, you might check out our Patreon group because we have all those picks in there. I give entry point advice. There's so much good things. I give alerts as soon as it's recommended. Also, there's different levels within that group. Our standard level is really fantastic. The options plays that are going on in that room right now are really phenomenal. We got guys like John, who's really great at callouts, and he does the callouts from that room. It is well worth the money, so you might just take a look at that. Check it out in the description down below. We have a link down there, and it is a great thing to be a part of. All right, so let's get to the top 7 and others for the upcoming week. So this is for Monday. These are picks for Monday, and these are the stocks I think will do well and have insider activity that back them. The first one is TEN, Tenneco. This one's been on our list a little while. On Friday, it finished up 2.09%. My average in it's $10.34. Since calling this out, it is up 0.29%. So not a lot, but there's a lot of power, I think, in this stock, and you can really move upwards. John Eitrop saw the value in it and bought shares in open market at $8.87. So this is one I think that will climb and continue to climb on Monday. All right, the next is EVFM. And on Friday, this finished even. Since calling this out in our Patreon group and our Discord, this stock is up 3.58%. And I like it because the CFO and general counsel bought shares in open market. And this stock is such a fantastic value because analysts have an average target on this stock at $8.60. So I think this one has really got a lot of power to it, a lot of punch. And so far it's done pretty good, but I think it will do a lot better in the coming week. All right, number 7. So now we're to the top 7 is GSKY. This is Green Sky. And on Friday, it finished down 2.15%. My average in it is $4 even. Since calling this out, it is up 2.50% so far. And Robert Sheff and David Zalek bought $3.8 million worth of shares each. And then Dennis Kelly, the president, went back and bought shares. And so very bullish to have multiple officers be in this. Analysts have an average target on this at $4.10. Obviously, the insiders think they are wrong, and analysts a lot of times are wrong, but I do pay attention to their average targets. Number 6 is Articure, ATRC. And on Friday, this finished down 0.89%. My average in it's $43.49. Since calling this out in our group, it is down 2.37%, but I like it because William Drake bought $500,000 worth of shares. It was an open market transaction, which is extremely important when you're looking at insiders. Analysts have an average target of $54.38 per share, so that is a 20% upside. So I think this is a stock that will move upwards and has good upside, and I think will do well. Number 5 is G1 Therapeutics, GTHX. So we've had this one in the past. We've done very well with it in the past, and I think we're going to do well in it again because Glenn Muir has been buying up shares again in open market, and so that was a great transaction that I like. This one is brand new to the list. My average in it now is $12.38. Since calling this one out, the group is up 1.86%, and analysts have an average target on this stock, believe it or not, at $50 a share. So that is a huge upside, and so that's very attractive to me. Even if they're just kind of even sort of right, the stock doubles in price, and so I like that, especially the insiders loading up. Gives me confidence that this one's going to do fantastic this next week. Number 4 is Multiplan, MPLN, and on Friday this finished down 0.26%, but this has been a great stock since calling it out. My average in it's $7.14, and since calling it out in our Discord, it is up 5.74%. And Michael Klein has been loading up, but not just that. The president has also been buying shares, and analysts have an average target price on the stock at $10.50. And that's literally just book value. So with them lining up, I don't know why this one has dropped so much, but I think that this is a stock that has got a lot of potential and will continue to be a great value this next week. Number 3 is Sally Beauty, Mustang Sally, SBH. This finished up on Friday, 3.75%. My average in it's 11.06% average, and this one's been coming up. When I first called it out, this thing dropped just right afterwards, and it was down about 7 or 8%. But now it's come all the way back. It's still down from the time I recommended it, down 2.35%. But insiders keep buying, so as long as they keep buying, this stock will do better. Christian Brickman buying up shares at 1094 in open market. There's been multiple buys by multiple officers, so I like that. Analysts have an average target on this stock at $12.57, so I think this one's going to continue to do well. Number two on the list could be number one. I really debated whether or not this one would be number one, but it's iHeartMedia, IHRT. And on Friday, this finished up 9.65%, and we called this out in our group right away. When I saw this was one that I really kind of locked onto. It's brand new to our list. My average in it's $10.04. So I was able to catch that morning dip. Now, I called it out in aftermarket on Thursday, but I wasn't able to quite get in because I wasn't able to get a good value on it. I just didn't want to overpay for it. And I caught that dip at the market open. It just happens all the time. Anyway, got in for $10.04 average. And the game is to get a good price when you buy and to get a good price when you sell. That is the game of what we're doing here. Since calling this out, is up 7.47%. Robert Pittman, CEO, bought shares at $10.15 a share. So I always like to get in better than the CEO did. And analysts have an average target on this at $11.25, but the CEO obviously thinks that's bogus and was definitely loading up shares. So very, very good transaction. Number one is Taste, T-A-S-T, and this is Carol's. And on Friday, this finished up 9.55%. This one is brand new to the list. And my average in it is $6.04, a little high. I admit I did not get a good price on this one. I could have been more patient and waited for the dip, but I didn't. Anyway, so I am down 3.48% in it since calling it out. Matthew Perelman's been buying up shares at $5.25 a share, and analysts have a target on this stock at $7.83 a share. It is a great value, and I think one that's going to move up nicely this next week. I do a lot of work for this list. If you could do me a huge favor, and please hit that most amazing and wonderful like button. And hopefully you like the new digs and our new setup here. I'm pretty excited to be in my new home and move into it this last weekend and to have my own studio and my own space. I think that's great. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe and turn on those bell notifications so you get notified when one of these new videos comes out. I hope all of you do well. I don't want anyone to lose money in the stock market. If you have a good strategy, there is no reason to lose money in the stock market, but you have to stick to it. It is so important that you find something that works for you and work it out. Let's have a fantastic next week. I expect the market to do really well this next week. And Raytoven out.